Okay, so yes, it's your last semester with surveying. So lecture today and Mondays, lab Monday afternoons. Office hours, Monday 12:30 to 1:30, Wednesday 9 to 10. So before this, and I think I'm just going to be like, I'm going to have my office hours over in Toga because it takes a while to set this thing up. So I'm just going to come up, or I'll be up here at 9. And if you have questions, you can find me here. It also lets me hide from the GIS people. Because nobody's going to come up here for this, or for GIS. And then Thursday, 11 to 12:30 and 2 to 3:30. And obviously, if those times don't work for you, let me know and we'll set something up. Okay, so course description. Using problem-solving techniques, students will develop solutions for typical surveying dilemmas encountered in the profession. This course also serves as a culminating experience. So this is like your senior thesis class, basically, except we're not doing a thesis.
What's the CST exam? Is that big one?
Certified Survey Technician exam is part of this. I actually sent out an email to the New York State rep. John knows the national rep. It's a 6-hour exam. I think you can bring any books you want to it. I'm not positive. It'll be in a computer lab, and
it's on the computer.
So yeah, it's on a computer.
It's not a regular.
You said 6 hours?
Yep.
Oh, I can't wear a mask for 6 hours.
Oh,
Let's take a break.
You can.
do I get a lunch?
There. I don't know how it works. I've never been involved with it.
I thought you get one break.
I think there's one break.
And
Yeah.
you can use it whenever you want.
3 hours. And then one break.
And you don't have to be there for 3 hours. You get 6 hours to do the exam. I think. I'm just going off the stuff I know. I've never been involved with it because Bob Kratz, the professor that was here, he always ran it. He proctored it. Last year, John was going to take care of it, but everybody got sent home, so we couldn't do it. So we're going to try it again this year. If we all get sent home, we can't do it anyways because it has to be, you're blocked out of any website but the CST exam. They basically don't want you Googling the answers. We'll spend some time getting ready for that. I found some sample tests, and John, I know Bob used to do some prep for the exam too. There's first aid questions. I'm not going to prep you for that because I don't know anything about it. So there's a little bit of first aid. There's a little bit of geodetic stuff. There's things like, what's the proper screwdriver to use?
So it's not all trig. It's
no,
all kinds of other things.
No, it's
I thought it was all math trigs.
No, but there is some stuff in it. I've usually had students come find me. They're like, Ross, the practice exam had this question on it. We don't think it's right. And like a photogrammetry question, or there's another one. There was one about the different vertical datums.
Is it like a multiple choice thing, or is it like?
Yeah, I think the whole thing is multiple choice.
Oh, wow.
How do postmaster students usually do on it?
Well, there's different levels. There's 1 and there's 2, and then and this is where I'm not positive, so don't take me verbatim on this. You can take either the field or the office version at each level. We started out doing 1 and 2. Or we started out doing 1, but Bob basically had the students just doing level 2 for the last, I don't know, 4 or 5 years. And probably, depending, I would say half the class passed. And half didn't, which is above the average, which is above the national average.
So if you pass, you can just put it on a resume.
Yeah.
Then you
like
can-
just,
It honestly, it should get you a little more money, is what it should
If
do.
you pass the test, isn't that when you can sit down for your surveying license?
This doesn't necessarily have anything to do with a license.
So why take it? Does it go throughout the country? Like, it
Yep.
doesn't matter the state? Okay.
Yep. It's basically, so we compare our results to the national results,
Okay.
and we're usually a little bit better than the national results. I'm hoping to do that like April. But we'll see. I just sent emails out yesterday. So develop solutions for typical surveying dilemmas encountered in the profession. I'm going to love this because I'm going to get to say, that's the problem. Come back to me when you have a solution. Prepare maps and drawings utilizing standard surveying methods and technology. So you're going to be giving me some CAD maps. John has offered to help me assess the CAD maps because I haven't seen a survey map in years, and I never drew one. I'm also going to get, I got to talk to John McLean, but there's at least one project where I'm going to see if we can use some of his time to do it. We have the, I think we own the little church across the way now. The place you want to bulldoze and put in a convenience store. Yeah, that's never going to happen.
I know.
Deb's doing something with it, and she'd like us to measure the inside and draw it out. So I think we're going to do that as a project, and then I'll talk to John about, having that, the CAD class time is time to work on it too. I don't know what Deb's doing with it. She's doing something with her grad class. Prepare maps and drawings. Yeah. So plan and conduct land subdivisions. We're going to talk about how to do that. Research and prepare a boundary map and surveyor's report in compliance with legal requirements. So there's a thing called a survey report, which basically goes through, I've read a couple of these now. I don't know who these go to because the only people that really seem to understand it are engineers and surveyors. So maybe it goes to the engineers, but it talks like you go out, you do a survey for a property, you prevent it's like writing a report on what you did. But there's sort of a structure to it that I'll show you. I found a document by this guy named, I'm not gonna remember his first name. He's at the University of Maine. He's PLS, PE, PhD, and ESQ. Okay, so practicing engineer, public land or private land surveyor, public land? Professional, thank you. ESQ, he's a lawyer and he's got a PhD. So he's actually famous across the country.
It's a lot of degrees.
Yeah, it is.
It's a lot of schooling, yeah.
At a certain point, a lot of times, especially for someone that's probably that smart, he probably didn't pay for anything after undergrad.
How?
You become a graduate assistant or research assistant. I didn't pay anything for grad school. You got to pick the right program. Like English would probably be tough. The really popular ones, there's so many in that program in grad school that they don't need it, but some of them work. Communicate, reason, interact in a professional manner. Develop a collection of work that exemplifies the student's mastery of program goals. Portfolios. This will be your last chance to turn in portfolios. So assessment methods, quizzes, homework if I feel they're necessary, lab assignments, midterm. So you're only going to have a midterm and you're going to have the CST is going to be your final. If there's not a CST, we're going to use the final exam time.
Isn't CST just pass fail? They don't give you like a grade?
They give you a percent. It's a percentage, and if it's 70 and above is pass. You get to take your books with you.
Yeah. What books we
It's
think?
just like a nerve-wracking thing to think about a 6-hour test that can determine whether you get paid more or not.
I'm sure it's not a 6-hour test though. I'm
Well-
sure it's like 3 hours and then they give you that extra.
Yeah, it might be more than, depending on how much
You have any
math there
questions
is.
around it or anything?
Huh?
You have any questions around it or typically?
I don't. Yeah, again, I've not been involved, but as we get closer to it, I'll know more. We had one guy, probably the smartest guy to come through the surveying program. He had taken all the math that University of Rochester offered. No, not university, RIT, the engineering school. He took all their math and then came here for a surveying degree. But he was done in half an hour because he couldn't take tests like that. So he just blew through it and picked questions. He failed. I felt badly. He's just like, I can't take tests like that. Okay.
You need tests like that, just like long.
The long, yeah, sort of stuck in a room.
I feel like that would happen in a math test.
Yeah,
That
right.
happens to me.
But they're probably an hour, right?
Depends, I guess. State tests or regents weren't an hour.
Screw those things. Those things suck.
Those are very unfair.
Okay, so things you need, a plumb bob, probably. Compass, field book, you know, the stuff you normally have. These are the prereqs and the coreqs. On the back, more than 3 unexcused absences in lecture and lab will result in a failing grade. Missing lab is going to be problematic. I mean, don't come if you're sick. We'll figure something out. But don't blow it off because you're going to have to make it up. And then you're going to need people to work with you. Quizzes when given in class will be at the beginning of class. No makeups. You'll be giving a midterm exam and a CST exam. No makeups without prior notification. I have to take attendance. And then the attendance expected of all students. You've heard this probably in your other classes. Have to do, oh, it's Evan. I got to do the substitution for him. So there is no wired podium in here. This seems to be working okay using the Wi-Fi. I'll see later when I'm done with, when I get to watch the video. My guess is the video is going to be a little choppy because it's basically streaming it and recording it at the same time. But we're up here, so that's the best I can do for this, I guess. We'll see. I'm gonna, how the hell I'm gonna show the board.
Pretty clear here.
Is it? That's good.
Yep.
I don't know how the hell I'm gonna show the board though.
Yeah, right now I'm looking at Ethan's face and I really don't enjoy it.
You wanna look at somebody else? I'll try and turn
I
it.
thought that thing's been aiming at me.
Who do you wanna look at?
Turn to the right a little bit. I want to see everyone. Make sure they're not on their phones.
My right or your right?
You're right. Perfect. Right there. Yep. Got my eye on you now, bitches.
I think what I actually, now that I think about this, I'm probably gonna have to move this out there and point it at the board for
Is
future
this gonna
classes.
get in the way?
This is
It's
gonna
gonna
be
reflect.
I don't know. It worked in other classes. It worked in the summer session. I had to shoot through the board or shoot through this. Not here, but in a different classroom. We'll try. We'll figure something out.
I don't understand why they put those. They aren't doing any, like,
It's so that I don't have to wear this.
yeah, but it's still we go over or under
Or around.
No, it's the direct line. Like if I sneeze.
Okay, but still.
But your nostrils point down.
It's still in the air.
Just
What
seems so
maybe
excessive.
I might have to do is actually have you guys all sit out there.
You're gonna have to sneeze like this.
We'll figure it out. It's a problem-solving class.
Yeah, exactly.
First problem.
How to sneeze straight.
Students may be granted permission to participate in the course asynchronously. Oh, this is the stuff I have. I don't know. There is no way we can do this class asynchronously for an extended period of time. know how that could possibly happen, but
Or you do labs doing that.
yeah, I mean, what do? You can survey at night. I've done it by headlights. It kind of sucks. And all I was doing is putting in stakes.
How is that even
Still
possible?
surveying at night.
What?
Surveying at night? How do you see, like, so me and John worked until like 6 o'clock or 7
Mhm.
o'clock last semester trying to finish our topo at the forestry cabin. And it got so dark that I couldn't see through, the scope wouldn't work, the sight, I couldn't see.
You couldn't see you couldn't see the prism?
No, we could see,
I couldn't see anything through the sight, not mind the prism.
So I've done two things. I've done it by headlights.
You just shine a light in front of the total.
Yeah, it was a construction site, and we told the manager, we're like, you need to just park stuff around and leave the lights on, and we'll turn stuff off, but otherwise it's not getting done. Flashlight, so the rod person holds a flashlight on the prism.
The robot locks right on in the nighttime too. It's pretty easy with the robot.
We don't have any of those though.
Oh, I'm in school, but on the job you do.
But yeah, that's how you did it at night.
You tried shining a phone light when you were up the stairs with the
Did
prism.
not work.
We tried to do that in the 100 class when we were out in the frost pocket.
I think it was me and Eric.
Yeah, we were trying to use the cell phones to light up the,
Plumb bob string.
yeah.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
I think all those stakes are still out there.
There's a lot of extra nails in the grounds.
Yes, I know, because we have none.
Yeah, that forestry cabin definitely has a few.
Yeah.
They're in the sidewalks, they're in
They're
the roads.
everywhere. Pounded right through to everyone.
All personal communication devices we store, blah, 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 blah. I'm gonna use Canvas and MS Teams, email. Yeah, don't send me messages through Canvas. I don't even notice them. I found one from 4 months ago yesterday.
Sometimes reply back when you leave a reply on our submission or something.
I don't have replies set up. It's set up to let you know sometimes.
Yeah, you let.
That's
me
your
know, and then
setting.
I can reply back.
Oh, okay.
I don't know if you see them, I guess, no, but I don't always do it anyways, just once in a while.
Assignment extensions will be given only if you come visit me ahead of time. There'll be a final project. No cheating or plagiarism.
What?
I know.
How am I supposed to pass now?
I don't know, can't plagiarize?
Let's see, the file names, all projects must be completed to the instructor's satisfaction for the students to receive a grade of D or better for the course. And no complaining about other professors, but feel free to complain about me. To my boss, go ahead, because what's he gonna do? I think that was it for the syllabus.
Russ is making me take a 6-hour exam.
I'm not making you do it, it's part of the syllabus. It's part of the
You
class.
created.
Syllabus is.
I didn't create this. That's all stuff that's built into what's supposed to happen in the class.
No, it says your name right there.
At the top, yes, but that part happened long before me.
I don't know.
I like how you're defending it like we have a choice whether to take it or not.
Well, you don't have to.
You just get a 0 for your
Yeah.
final exam. Now, does,
I was gonna say, does the grade on the,
what if I was to fail the
Yeah,
CST?
does that
Would I
mean you
fail my
fail?
final exam?
Yeah,
Okay.
well, I'm gonna use the percentage.
Holy,
So if you got a 69,
Who got a 69?
yeah,
You
I'm not
failed
gonna use the
CST,
pass-fail on it.
Right, okay.
I feel like 70 to 100 is a lot of leeway though.
Yeah, it is.
You got
Yeah.
a lot of room to get like a C plus at least.
Depending on how hard the test is. Remember, we haven't even seen this thing yet.
Yeah, but it's all multiple choice.
It's
It's at least a 25, right?
Yeah.
When in doubt, see it out.
I love how they use the tell us that, I'm like, why? Why can't it be A?
Well, if you just keep
Um,
choosing C, eventually you'll get one right.
It's the- it was-
Keep choosing A, eventually it'll be.
No, so pick A instead of C.
No, it's just kind of weird.
It was preponderance from when we were making them by hand. That most instructors, when they made a multiple choice question, the correct answer was C, just something to do with the way the brain worked. However,
Third.
now, like in Canvas, if I do multiple choice, it shuffles It shuffles them, so there's no, that doesn't work anymore.
Does that? Because
But it still works. I'll pick C.
I heard that there was one quiz, I think it was for chem last year, and the professor thought they would shuffle, but every single answer, the correct answer was A.
Yeah, because the way Canvas is set up is by default, I mean, you can change it. It assumes the first question, the first response is going to be correct, and then you put all the others. But you got to tell it to shuffle, otherwise.
Otherwise you get, yeah.
It's what happens when they give us new software, but they don't actually teach us how to use it, just like you guys. Okay, so did I bring? What time is it? 10:47. Okay. I didn't bring the syllabus. Or not the syllabus, the schedule. So Monday's lab, we're actually going to be in the library and we're going to process some drone data. Okay. The way I was thinking of running this class, I talked to John about it, was what his plan was last year too, before everything went to hell. In that Monday would just sort of be a lecture, or and answering questions. Wednesday would sort of be prep for what we're going to do the following Monday in lab. But I had to go through the syllabus, so there wasn't a way to do that. But like a lot of labs we're going to do, we'll spend at least part of Wednesday saying, or we may even walk out to it and say, this is what we're going to be working on. This is what I want you to do. Give you time to think about it. There'll probably be a little assignment to turn in on the following Monday. And Monday in lab, we'll go out and do it. So like so next Monday will be the drone data. I'll just talk about that in lab. But then on the following Wednesday, we're going to walk down to the first project and sort of talk about what we're going to do. You guys probably should do a little bit of planning, think about what you're going to do, and then on that Monday at lab time, we'll go do it. One of the things does anybody have an ice auger up here? Yeah? Powered or not powered?
Hand auger.
Thank God. Okay, cool. Because one of the things I'd like to do, I talked to campus safety about how to do this. I think we should go out and check those holes out that we found with the sonar data. So.
You mean the one we did, the way we just went back and forth?
From those two holes that are like
just
in the data, the sort of anomalies.
So you want to drill through right in that spot and then do something?
Well, that's kind of the question, is how are we going to determine that those were actually right or not? Because I think only one crew actually went over that spot. If you want, we can figure out whether the sonar points that were on land were true or not, but I still kind of wonder how you got those. But so that'll be sort of the idea, is that we'll talk about, like on the Wednesday before that sonar, we'll go out to assess the sonar data. We'll talk about what you think you need, how to do it, and then we just spend the lab time doing what you come up with as a plan. Okay, so that's kind of how I'm figuring on doing it. Some of these are not going to take much discussion, like the measuring the inside of the church. I don't really have, I mean, have you guys done work where you actually got to pull tape inside and take measurements? Some of you have.
Outside,
yeah.
Yeah, but it's simple stuff, right?
Yeah.
You measure down, you measure the entire wall, and then maybe you measure to where the door is and how wide the door is, just so that you can then draw out it's pretty simple stuff. It was years ago, the Ausable Club out east of here contacted us and wanted, so this is a club for rich people. They called and they wanted to provide a chance for surveying students to get experience by coming out and measuring all their cabins for them.
Should they just get free work out?
So I said no, Like, you know, I'm like, you know, we're here, you're talking like an hour and a half drive each way, and it's not something they really need to do. And in my head, and I'm thinking, and a trained monkey can do this. And then well, I wasn't teaching summer session that year. It was Deb's first year. So then the dean went to Deb, and Deb wasn't willing to say no because it was her first year, and she went out and did it. But I guess they got lunch. But yeah.
We went out and did that survey for, what's
Nancy and Bruce.
Nancy and Bruce.
I wonder if they're even.
Nancy and Bruce.
Still Homestead.
I don't think we ever finished
No.
it.
No, we didn't.
we did like.
I don't think we helped them find any points either.
I mean, we did, me and, Joe dug up one of them within the road that
Oh,
was
you
buried
did-
in the ground.
you did find one?
We found one, yeah.
Okay, so
So we helped them a little bit.
And we found that one eventually, the one down the street.
Yeah, but that wasn't even theirs, that was.
No, I know.
So that's what I'm thinking we're gonna do. So I wish I'd brought my sheets with me. The first lab is just gonna be, or well, the first lab is gonna be the drone data. Then the one that after that, we're gonna do like a walkway between, an elevated walkway between Cantwell and Freer. You know, like an engineering company contacts you, they've been told to, you know, look at putting one of those in, they need it surveyed. What do you think you have to do? What do you think you have to measure? The sonar one, we're gonna process the drone data twice actually. The first time, so we're gonna do it on Monday, and then one of the things we'll look at is how good the data is and what kind of ground control would actually improve it. And we'll collect the ground control and run it again to see how much better it is. I know it gets better. It gets massively better in some areas, and in other areas, not so much. Measuring the pool, who knew? But apparently if you're having registered swim races, the pool has to be measured by a licensed land surveyor.
What?
Yeah.
What?
So we're gonna do that. I gotta talk to the people in the pool, but John did it last year and he said
Yeah,
that,
you can get the depth, I think.
not the depth, the length.
You don't need the depth?
I don't think we need the depth. I think we need, there might be something for the depth for something else, but the one we have is for the length. And I emailed back John and I'm like, how the hell do you measure? I mean, what? And he sent me the flyer from the swim association and I'm gonna print it out and hand it to you about what they want.
That's sweet, we're gonna get to go swimming then.
You know?
I
You
can't
can't go in the
I'm gonna
pool?
jump in the pool.
Do
with
we
the
have to go
measuring.
in the water?
Huh? You do not have to go in the water.
We can
I
though.
think we do.
I think it would be better.
I
if we
think
did.
so. I think it would be more accurate.
Don't touch my equipment.
Yeah,
It's going in the water.
that's true.
By the way, I got your total station fixed.
What one?
Well, the one that apparently didn't work. I don't know, it had flagging on it.
And turn it.
Mine had left flagging on it, what was wrong with it? Nothing.
Well, there was one that had flagging on. I was told it had flagging, so that's the one I sent back. That it didn't, the point circled.
Yeah,
Yes.
you'd level it,
Yeah.
turn it, and it would just keep going like this. You couldn't even get it to stay within the center of the.
So now it should, it'll actually point, but it actually, he's like, other than that, it was pretty okay. I said, well, they can turn angles. And he didn't say anything. It's in my office now for safekeeping. I just haven't brought it up yet. So what else? Oh, there was a whole, I went through. Oh, we're gonna do a level network. It's sort of like the last final lab. It'll actually take 2 lab sessions where you're gonna be running level networks, and then we're gonna process the data through least squares. And we're gonna actually have some final elevations for these points that everybody's arguing with, just in time for no one to care anymore. So that's one of them. And then the project, I'm not sure what we're doing for the project. I know what they've done in the past. I got to talk to John about that. And see how he thinks we should handle it, just because it involves some property deed descriptions, which I can read, but I don't have enough experience to be confident on it. So we'll see, but that's pretty much what I got planned for the semester. I got something planned for every week, so we'll see how that goes. Anything I need to know? Anybody gonna disappear on me? You gotta go away again? April?
A week in April.
You probably want to give me that date.
Yeah. I think it's the 10th to the,
Exactly when I was thinking of putting the CST.
right.
So find out, please, so I don't schedule it while you're
I have it
gone.
right here.
Huh?
Let me email to you?
Yeah, email it to me so I've got it with me later. Anybody else? I mean, assuming we're still all here.
Do you think we're gonna make it through?
The plan, from what I understand, so Mel Johnson, oh, you all know Mel. She's been heavily involved. She really needs a hobby. This is all she does is PSC, pretty much. She's been heavily involved with, they're calling it the COVID task force. And she thinks what's gonna happen is if we have some breakouts, they're just gonna, it won't be going home, but they'll be either maybe shuttering for like a week in place or something like that.
So stay on campus.
Yeah, that's what they're thinking. But like we wouldn't have class. We wouldn't have in-person class.
We have Zoom classes.
We'd have,
right?
yeah.
Alright. But
And-
nobody could really leave.
Yep.
That's smart though.
Yeah, it is. I mean, we got through last semester and I don't bet because I'm incredibly cheap, but I would have bet money at the beginning of the semester that by mid-October, we were all going home. And we got through it.
You were real confident.
I really was. I just was like, there's just too many people that are not gonna, but you guys were awesome. It wasn't us, it was you guys. You know, we just go home to the same place every night pretty much. But so I was impressed. We got through it because it would have sucked. We proved that the first year.
Yeah, last spring was terrible.
It was for everybody.
I felt like I learned nothing in silviculture, and I was so excited for Sylvie.
I know.
Photogrammetry was pretty cool though. We could do 3D images.
But the projects were a waste of time. I mean, the labs were a waste of time in
Did you
photogrammetry.
say anything before we?
Well,
I didn't learn anything.
We talked about everything.
Because
I just thought it was cool. We were gonna do that prescription. That was gonna be the one cool thing we did, and then we got sent home. Right before GIS. I can't do GIS online at all. At all. I can't imagine trying.
Yeah.
It wasn't online last semester. You just went home.
I know, but I still couldn't do it. I was struggling.
So don't say it was online.
It was. The final was online.
No, what? Oh, that's just, the final wasn't a big deal.
The final project.
The final project was not online.
It kind of was. The finalization of it.
It just
was.
wasn't due until afterwards.
So bad. I feel bad for that, but I'm really bad.
And then
The final
Mel's
project made us do
way back in
online,
spring
like,
last
like,
year.
Well, that was, that's because Mel wasn't willing to go to QGIS, which is what I would have done in that class. Okay. So. So Joe, I'm handing out a handout. It's at the bottom of the Canvas page. It's called, I think it's called Area 1. I need one of those.
Wow. Homework?
Yeah,
No.
it's on Canvas. It's called Area 2.
You look like homework. Wait, is it area 1 or area 2?
There's 2 files on Canvas.
Oh, okay.
We'll see how far we get with this. How much time do I got?
5 minutes.
Oh, 5 minutes? So no, you're probably not gonna have, well, you'll probably finish this off. This one's actually pretty much solved for you.
Which one? The first one?
Area 1, the one I just handed out.
These all look like examples, not homework questions.
That's what I mean.
So there should be nothing to do.
No, so Monday we'll work on the other one, or I'll just give it to you as assignment and work on something else. Okay, what are the area formulas, you know?
Length times width.
What's that, base times height?
That's it.
Length times width.
That's the only one I know.
No, it's not.
I'm trying to remember the circle one. Is it pi r squared?
Pi r
Okay,
d. Is it
so,
pi?
area. Base times height, what was that work for? Oh my God, this is awesome chalk.
Isn't
You
it
know
half?
you're a professor when you.
Get excited about
It's
that.
half
it's
base
chopped,
times
man.
height, right?
What's that?
It's half base times height. That's triangle.
For a triangle. So this is just area equals base times height. What's
Isn't
this
it
for?
Base times half, or half base times height?
See?
For what?
For a
Triangle.
For a triangle, what's this for?
That's length times width, right?
Rectangle.
Never heard of base times height. It's length times
Yeah,
width.
it's length times.
Length times width works too. Area equals, oh
Half
shit,
base.
Joe, let's see if this works, Joe.
Unresponsive.
1/2 base times height will give you a triangle. Here's another one for you. I had to write this one down because I can't remember it. That one is really useful in surveying.
Is that a right triangle?
Any triangle.
Russ, can you read that bottom one to me, please?
Yeah, can you see the board at all?
Kind of. It's a little blurry.
Here?
Yeah, that's good.
Okay. So that one is area equals 1/2 times side A times side B times sine of the angle C. And I'm actually going to draw this out. So this is A, B, C for sides. A, C, B for angles. So the angle will be opposite. So angle C is opposite side C, angle A is opposite side A. So that one's really useful.
The ones for right triangle, so it's just for.
Well, this will work if you know the base. The problem is in some triangles, you don't know what the base is.
For the height. From the, whatever angle you go to the base.
How do I figure out the base here?
Base would be C.
You gotta split it.
No,
You have to draw your line. Yeah, like that.
it's all right. So this is the base, but this would be the height. How do I get the height?
Oh, you just do like, sine of A.
You use right triangle.
Pythagorean theorem.
Sine of A.
So the sine of A,
Or sine -1 of A, I guess. Times B.
or you can just do this.
To find the height.
No, I don't have to find the height with this.
Okay.
And this one, what's the magic number for forestry?
Oh, boy. 0.00545415
0.000, how many zeros?
0054, I believe. There's 2 zeros.
Just 2 zeros?
Wait,
I think there's 4.
0.00.
0, 0.
Is it 4
I
zeros?
think so.
It's
It's
Sally.
either 4 or 5. I don't know.
Sally would be so ashamed.
Hey, I'm a
0.005454.
What's the area for a circle?
Alright, it's either 2 pi r
Higher.
or it's pi r squared.
Pi r squared.
So 2 pi r is circumference.
This is the area.
2 pi r is circumference. Or
This is the area of a circle.
Oh, sorry.
2, yeah, pi times diameter is,
Alright.
'Alright. 'Yeah.
It's just 2 zeros.
It's just 2 zeros?
Yeah.
That goes off the decimal.